I guess the first one to ask is how are things?
Things are going as well as can be. My wife has been just a rock, and she's been helping out so much. She's obviously very supportive, and she's just made sure that things keep to a minimum in terms of people understanding things. She's just helped out immeasurably. My daughter, she's obviously also very much a part of everything. She coordinates a lot of the activities, and right now it's very loud for me. But at the same time, people are having a good time, so I'm not going to interfere in a bit. So that's what it's all about. And for me personally, what I've tried to do is stay very positive throughout all of this. Even though obviously I can't see, I'm not going to let that be the defining moment for me. I want to make sure that people understand that humans, and for that matter, everybody, there's a greater quality of life if you can make sure you can get through the adversity in a positive way. I'm just, again, very thankful for everybody and their help and their guidance and their patience. It is learning everything over again, and I'm working on it. I'll get there. We'll get back to being as normal as we can, but right now I've got a lot to learn, and I'm just very thankful to be here.
Well, you've got a smile on your face.
Always have a smile on your face. It's easier to be the other way. This is a little bit more harder, and I think it's much more appreciative. So it's the way I want to be.
What are your short-term goals, or do you have any?
Well, right now, my main goal is to make sure that I can do as much as I can for myself as possible. That means relearning a lot. You grow up in life, and as you grow up, you learn as you go, and everything becomes familiar and second nature. This kind of an injury, you got to start all over again. You have to learn where everything is at. You have to be able to develop your sense of touch. You don't have to worry about hearing, because that pretty much starts to take over everything. For example, in this environment right now, it's very loud for me. I hear a lot of conversations going on, and my brain wants to separate everything out. I have to be careful, because that can be somewhat debilitating in itself. It can be overwhelming, and so I try to shut out certain things, but we'll see.
So is your hearing compensating for the sight? Is that what's going on?
Typically, that's what happens.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it does. One of your senses kind of gets knocked out. The other senses grow. Right now, like I said, everything is very noisy for me right now. I've had this injury long enough now that my hearing has started to kind of improve a great deal. I'll tell you a real quick example. I was in an enclosed room. I think it was like either the college cafeteria, or perhaps it was a small room somewhere else on the campus. Linda had to leave for a little bit to take care of some business, and I was sitting there, and the people that were at the same table were talking in real hushed tones. They thought perhaps they were being rude and talking. They were talking about me. But what they didn't know is I could hear everything they were saying. And so I just sat there quietly and kind of smiled to myself a little bit. They didn't say anything inappropriate. They were very kind, but they thought that they were kind of flies on the wall, and they weren't. They really weren't. So for everybody out there, there's a little warning there.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'll put a warning out on Twitter.
There's a little warning there that
Look out, he
I'm
can
not.
hear.
I'm blind, but I can hear you, and you want to be careful.
I heard that.
Well, I won't say that.
No, I know.
Because
it's more fun to keep it to yourself, right?
And I got to have fun.
Yeah.
So.
There you go. Here's another question.
Certainly.
213. My name's Michelle.
Yes, ma'am.
How has it been like, going through the therapy to
Only again, Michelle, is that right?
Yes.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Your question
what's
again?
What's it been like going through the therapy, to learn, therapy?
At times, very frustrating. I expect more out of myself, and I want to move faster. but I have to defer to the experts. They're doing a very tough job with this particular person. I sometimes get a little snarly, and they say that's to be expected, and I'm certain that is. This isn't their first rodeo. For me, it is though, and so I have to really be mindful that these people are trying to help me, and I have to be patient. And it's relearning everything again. And I, people wonder what does that mean? Well, it means everything, literally. I have to learn to touch and to feel and to make out shapes with my hands, surfaces. I've learned to be able to detect whether I'm on carpeting or on flooring that's solid through my shoes. I have to learn how to follow certain noises to make sure that I end up where I need to be. One thing that I found out though, family is just absolutely aces with me right now. They have been very helpful and supportive, and it's brought us all closer together because everybody wants to help, friends included. I would go through everything, but you don't have enough time and you don't have enough airtime for all that. Everybody's been just absolutely stunningly outstanding, and I'm so happy to be a part of this community. Couldn't be prouder of everybody. They've helped my family out, making them, helping them out to be able to do as much normal things as possible to take care of their business and take care of their personal things, stepping up in every way imaginable. So even though the loss of eyesight is devastating, everybody's just fantastic job in mitigating it. I'm hopeful that at some point my eyesight will come back, and to be honest, completely honest, it's not like I'm totally in the dark right now. I detect areas of brightness, and if an object is illuminated brightly enough, I can even sense color sometimes. Doctors say don't give up hope, and I believe them.